Matt Medium, what is it? Why do you use it? Okay, Matt Medium, you mix in with the paint. It doesn't go over the top. It's all matting agent with some binder. When we see something that has a very low sheen or is matte, what we're seeing is the light, normal reflected light, bouncing off the surface and being scattered generally. So it looks matte to us. The matte medium increases that effect within the paint, but shouldn't change the colour too much at all. So as far as ratios go of how much of this to mix in with the paint, generally starting at about 10% is enough. Some colours might need a little bit more. It will depend on how much sheen and the pigment of the particular colour. So each one can be a little bit different. Why would you want to matte the paint down? Two main reasons. One, for photography. Obviously, if you're taking photos, you don't want sheen, you don't want light being reflected back. So using the matte medium, graphic artists used to work, when they worked by hand rather than on computers, with predominantly with gouache, which is a bit like really intense watercolour, if you don't know what gouache is. And it's very matte. It's opaque and dries very matte. You can turn the normal acrylics into something very similar to gouache by matting it down using the matte medium. And that's terrific for photography. Traditionally hard edge paintings were quite matte, quite flat. They didn't want any reflection. And so once again, using the matte medium with the colours will give you that effect. Another little bonus is the matte medium, being a little bit thinner than the paint, will tend to reduce the brush strokes, which is especially useful in hard edge. And one thing to remember, don't try and use this as a varnish or a clear coat, because it is not clear. Whilst it really doesn't affect the colour too much of the paint, it is not completely clear, and it'll leave a cloudy haze behind if you try and varnish over the top or apply it over the top like a varnish. So you want to reduce the gloss of your work? Matte Medium is your friend. And don't forget to subscribe.